ain't black.
Ain't black. You better vote Democrat or you ain't black. Man, if that's not a slight, I don't know what is. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is wisdom. No, it's not. It's Teaching Tuesdays today. Golly, I got to get this down pat. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get it, guys. Don't worry about it. How's everyone doing? Like the video, comment, share, all that good stuff. You guys already know. The more engagement, the more of a likelihood I'll get my content out, amongst the ethernets. But yeah, like the video, guys. Come on. All right. Audio. Okay, there we go. Like the video, guys. Like the video. Make sure you are sharing, because yeah, I get into some pretty controversial stuff, and I get it. It doesn't really garner the attention that, celebrity gossip and, a bunch of other stuff. And I'm not hating. I'm just simply saying, hey, look, these things, the content that we talk about tonight is going to be immortalized, for time immemorial. It's going to be here forever, basically, is what I'm trying to say. All right. And this stuff is, it's good reference for people to go back, and when this stuff start going down, it gets, our society evolved into a worse state than what it is now. You're going to look back and you'll say, you know what, the real unwoke was talking about that stuff. I'm dead serious. Oh gosh, yeah. I had a decent day today, guys. It was pretty smooth. I went to work. Well, no, I was off today. I just pretty much I didn't do much today, but I did have to run some errands. So I always try to stay, a little active. It's best. Good for the bones. Who we got in the chat? Yana. All right. Okay, Jess, you changed your name up, guys. This is Jess. You guys know Jess. What's up, Jess? I'm actually gonna call you after this broadcast. But what's up? Hope everything is well. Deborah. Hey, Neil, how's it going? I'm here waiting for you. In the meantime, I'm watching Too Strong. I missed early. Oh, yeah. It looks like they had a pretty rocking show. They had a lot of people on, which is cool. Those guys keep it real. I don't know about that. Cat seems to be doing pretty great as a comment. We're going to talk about that because, look, I think it's important to make distinctions, ladies and gentlemen, as I always have. Okay. In today's society, we have a bit of a dichotomy. All right. We have a dichotomy between those who know what the natural order of things is, right? And those same people who know the difference between right, wrong, good, evil. And then you have a segment of folks who just disregard that whole, traditional perspective of ways of going about things. And they kind of just arbitrarily think of their own little fluid worldview that I think has, based on the evidence, it's not turning out so well. I mean, look at our kids. I've talked about this stuff. But anyways, guys, like I said, like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed. We got Janice in the house. How are you, Miss Janice? How are you? Kathy, always stay true. Krista, women, truth. Women belong in home, raising their children and creating a strong generation. Yes, I totally 100% agree. And guys, I got so much stuff. I want to show you guys. I know I'm not going to be able to get to all of it, but so that's the question for tonight, guys. What do we think? I mean, we've got we've got a lot of women today are aspiring to be there we go. Yeah, so we got a lot of women today who are aspiring to be government officials, congresswomen, senators, and things of that nature. So we see a growing trend of women taking these positions of power. And my question to you guys is, has that redound to our benefit as a society? Do you think that the more women that choose to join, to be involved in the political sphere and insert their opinions, their views, what have you, do you think that has been a net win or a net loss We got to think about this. Now, look, I get it. That's a pretty controversial thing to say. I know. And I'm not negating there are some women out there that are still speaking the truth. If you are in alignment with the true order of how, biological differences between men and women, there is a hierarchical order. I'm just not saying my words right tonight, am I? There is a hierarchy, and that hierarchy predates, you know, our society, civilization. I mean, it's the way, for all my Christians out there, it's just the natural order, the spiritual order, and that's how things are supposed to be operated. It's ideal to keep the natural order, and we see a concerted effort today to destroy what is natural. Absolutely. So I want to play this clip. Here. Um, much to my chagrin, it's Rosanne Barr, and this thing just kind of just came across my feed, and she made a really interesting point. Now I get it, Roseanne. I mean, I think what Roseanne's actually a conservative, though. I think she voted for Trump, but um, yeah, I get it. It's Roseanne Barr, so who cares about what she has to say? But check this out. She made a really good point. Hold up. Let me Roseanne. Make sure I spell her name right. There she goes. There we go. All right, guys. I want you to hear what she has to say. You can put your comments in the chat. Let me know what you think. Agree, disagree, and then we kind of expound upon that. Let me share it here. Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom. Like the video, guys. Like the video. All right, here we go. All right, Mama Roseanne, let's hear what you have to say.
Hi. Well, I hate to say it, but I think it's time they pass a law that no woman can run for any office in the country. Women need to be banned from all sort of government running for anything. But they're all too crazy. They're just too crazy to be trusted. You know what I mean? The one woman who almost wins, she takes 2 years to tear the country apart trying to contest the fact that she lost. And I mean, women are just too crazy to be having any responsibilities. I never thought I would say anything like this, but this is what I'm thinking now that I'm in my 60s. I look at these women, I'm like, oh, damn, is that what I fought for? That kind of shit is what I fought for. I don't think so. I think they need to pass a law, executive order, get women out of government, shut them up, go home, bitch. That's it. Thank you.
Oh my gosh! No wonder why they had to smear her. Well, no wonder why they had to blackball her, because she was just being way too honest, way too brutally honest. But as we already know, truth today is shunned by the woke monolith, the woke mob. Anyway, but what do you guys, what y'all think about what she said? Like, she said a lot. She certainly said a lot. Hold up, I'm trying to pull this thing down. There we go. What do you guys think about what she said? Is there some credence to what she said, that women they have the propensity to being power hungry, and sometimes, I mean, I'm paraphrasing. I know she didn't say this specifically, but she's basically alluded to the fact that women are crazy. Women are crazy, and when they get into positions of power, they make things worse. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that women cannot handle power? Is that what she's trying to say there, or like, what do you guys glean from that? So I thought that was really interesting, and then it led me to thinking about all of the women that we have in power today. Now, guys, I want you to see something here. I'm gonna show you a graph so you guys can understand that. Yeah, Neil, he actually does his research. He doesn't just get on here and aimlessly, just bloviates his, carries on. I do my research, ladies and gentlemen, because I believe I have to bring you guys full value, comprehensive look into what's happening. All right, so let's find it. Excuse me. Most basic one come. All right. No. Where are you? I sent all those photos. Let me see. Let me see if they're here. Photos. No, that's not it. You mean to tell me it didn't even show? Anyway, I'll put this up. Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys. Um, well, good grief, Kathy. Shar Alice said, Glover. That's funny. You got my last name. I shouldn't have said that online, but yeah, you disagree. You said you disagree. What do you disagree with specifically? What do you disagree with specifically? While you think of that, I'm going to pull this up. So I'm pulling up this graph here for that shows the trends in party affiliations amongst demographic groups. Okay, here we go. So we already guys, if you don't have a baseline understanding about what the parties are supposed to represent, the Republican Party is supposed to be about free liberty, God, truth, Constitution, gun rights, and the Democratic Party is pretty much the expansion of government. They want to be the savior of humanity. Said about women out loud are like that. Some of very godly. Wait, what? With a little of what Roseanne said about women, not all women are like that. Yes, okay. Listen, come on, Alice. Excuse me. Told you I'm just stumbling all over my words tonight. But anyway, I already made that distinction. I don't think I should constantly have to assert the fact that we're not talking about the exceptions. We're not talking about the small minority of women who stand up for truth. We're talking about the vast swath of women who agree with a lot of these radical policies and things that I'm going to prove to you guys tonight. A lot of many of you may not know this, but okay, let me just pull it up. So yeah, I was talking about the parties, the Democrats and the Republicans. So you guys should have a baseline understanding what each party is supposed to exemplifies, what sort of values they and principles they believe in. All right, we're talking. So how many women support the Democrat Party? And we're talking about the party of equal outcomes, equity policies, inclusion, diversity, transgender rights, all these crazy, wild nuances. How many women support the Democrats? Let's see. So, share of women who identify or lean toward Democratic Party has risen since 2015. So, what we see here in this graph, and let me make sure you guys are seeing it. Okay, so what we see here in this graph, we see that women from the year 1994, it has risen to 56%. Women represent a majority in the Democratic Party, and men, they lean towards the Democrats at 37% rate. And keep in mind, guys, any man that supports the Democrats, they're not they're not a man in my view. Okay, you're not a man if you support, government intervention, abortion. You support, open borders, all the stupid, wild, crazy crap that the Democrats support. If you a man and you align yourself with that, please disavow that title because you're not a man. You're not a man. Men do not support Democrats. We don't support death and destruction. Now, women are a little bit more sympathetic towards those sort of like those what do you call them? Those egalitarian policies, the policies whereas, oh, we should all just get along, live and let live. We should all kind of just kumbaya. If a child wants to change their gender, it's fine. They should be comfortable living in their skin. And listen, I promise you guys, I got data to back this up. I'm gonna get to it, but I just wanted to show you this graph here that indicates that en masse, women support the Democrats at a majority. So now that we've seen that, let me pull that down. And like I said, Jess is coming in with the bomb. She's coming in with the bombshell. She said, sorry, just my opinion. God uses men to rule. I know there are a couple of women like Deborah in the Bible, but God uses men for these type of situations. But you see that, you see that what I'm saying, Jess? Why do you have to insert that caveat, that disclaimer there? Sorry, just my opinion. It's like, why is that even necessary? And I'm not, this is not no slight to you, Jess. It's just simply because that's part of the norm. That's part of, it's like embedded in our psyche. Like, let me preface this because I know it's going to get under the skin and trigger some women, you know. And it's like, why do I have to do that? And honestly, how do you think we have gotten to this point in society where people have to be mollycoddled? You have to police your tone, right? And we are politically correct. You have to be politically correct. Where did this come from? The whole notion of being politically correct is not to hurt no one's feelings. Oh, you don't want to say that. You don't want to tell him he's a wimp or a pathetic piece of human debris. That's going to hurt his feelings. No. And then he's going to go off and delete himself. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It hasn't happened. I'm just simply saying I believe they had totally exacerbated and overcorrected. They have completely overcorrected. Now you can't say anything. Remember, guys, we are living in cancel culture where if you say anything that aligns with truth, you will be suppressed. You will be excommunicated. You will be shunned. The mob media will come after you and destroy you. Like the video, guys. Like the video. So let's pull up some more stuff here. Actually, I want you guys to hear what Jesse Lee Peterson said. I think he had a pretty interesting take from a spiritual point of view. If you're not a Christian, you know, just sit back and, you know, relax. But I want you guys to hear this point. Tell me what you think. And, you know, as you guys know, Jesse Lee can be a bit of a provocateur, but I think he was saying, giving some truth. Let me make sure I got it up. Okay, here we go. Like the video, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you, Jesse. There you go. Truth is truth. Truth is true. Let the chips fall where they may. But it's not just you, though. It's not just you. It's just, I think in general, people have to kind of insert that caveat before saying the truth about something. I don't want to hurt no one's feelings, but blah, 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 blah. Then they proceed to say something that's going to still probably hurt their feelings. But the fact of the matter is, you know, the fact of the matter is people should just be free to say whatever they want. Now, granted, there are certain scenarios, you know, of course, you don't want to scream fire on the plane or, you know, bomb or, you know, fire. How's the phrase go? Fire the theater movie, something like that. You don't want to go around saying that stuff. I get it. All right. So here we go. Check out what Jesse Peterson said. And it's a pretty crude take, but let's check it out.
Great American panel. He's the founder, president of the group Bond Action, Brotherhood Organization for a New Destiny, which I'm a board member. Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson is here. I say that just for Howard hurts because he whines about it like a big baby every time I don't mention it.
I know.
She's a columnist and Fox News political analyst. Kirsten Powers is with us. He's currently the state treasurer of the great state of Indiana and also running as a Republican Senate candidate in that state. You're beating right now. Richard Murdoch is with us. Richard Lugar, you're ahead in the polls by a lot.
We are indeed. We're leading and looking forward to a week from tonight.
And you're a Tea Party candidate.
Well, I've got a lot of Republican support. 3/4 of the county chairman endorsed me on the day I began. So we've got a very broad coalition.
Why do you think it is that is Lugar viewed as more a liberal Republican, and is that a big part of this?
Well, absolutely. And we've got a great comparison on richardmurdoch.com.
Let me fast forward just to what Jesse was saying, because out of nowhere, this woman right here, you see her? Look at those glaring eyes. Isn't she just lovely? Anyway, I sure hate to come home at 3 a.m. To that face. Let's give her a courtesy slap. What do y'all think? Give her a courtesy slap. All right, there you go. All right. The president. Anyway, so she's gonna antagonize. She's gonna raise. I think she has an issue with Jesse, whatever. But she's going to start the conversation.
The right to take credit for making a pretty gutsy decision on bin Laden. I said that from day one. But the reality is he didn't support the policies. We had Jose Rodriguez on the program last night. He was the one who implemented the waterboarding, enhanced interrogations of Abu Zubaydah and Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. He did it.
Come on.
Had
What are we
his
doing
way.
here?
Little dispute over what you're saying and whether or not that intelligence was. As you said about
All right, here she
these
goes.
issues with in terms of something
There it is.
Reverend Peterson tonight.
Watch this.
I did not know that I was going to be sitting here with Reverend Peterson tonight, who
She said, I didn't know I was going to be sitting here with Reverend Peterson tonight, and here it goes.
some very serious issues with in terms of some of the
You're hijacking my show.
some of the misogynist things you said about women in your sermon about how women have created a shameless society and most women are little whores, and that it was okay to call Sandra Fluck a slut, and that you shouldn't put women in powerful businesses, and that if you leave women alone in the family, they destroy the family.
I don't know if you noticed or not.
YouTube.
I don't know if you noticed or not, but the liberal Democrat women are calling themselves whores. They came out with
Slut walk. You guys remember that movement started by Amber Rose, the slut walk. I did a video on it. Women are proudly professing to be slutty, and pretty bold about it. So that's what Jesse's referring to right there. But notice that he made the distinction of the women that he's talking about, between the women he's talking about. He's talking about liberal radical women. Now, these liberal radical women, these are the women that are voting for the Democrats in mass. These are the women that are supporting the equity, inclusion, diversity policies that's just completely lowering the standards of all Americans. It's not a system of meritocracy where you are judged based off of your merits and how well you are to perform in the job duty and your qualifications. No, scratch all that. You get the job because you're black. You get the job because you're a woman. Yeah, the victimhood skill. All right, hold up.
a so-called group of women who are within the Democratic Party, and they are admitting that they're whores, and they're saying that they're proud.
You're talking about that group that protested.
That group that protested.
It's a completely different
thing. And I'm okay with that. I just don't want to pay for it.
No.
If these women, the liberal women, want to have sex out of wedlock, they want condoms.
Women are creating a shameless society, and they are destroying the family, and they shouldn't be put in powerful businesses. Address that. Women should not be in powerful businesses.
I think that most Americans know that liberal women are destroying the family.
You said women.
They hate.
Is that true? Do we see a concerted effort by the liberal radical feminists to destroy the family? Is anyone, am I like the only one that can see that? Is anyone on the same accord with that? Is anything he said a lie?
And they hate society as it is.
False. Sean, do I hate
even when they're teaching,
you started this. I'm letting you two go.
Even when they're teaching in the public school system, they're teaching everything but academic.
We're talking about the public school system. What do you see? Predominantly women, right? Yeah, well, I had a few male teachers, gym teachers, I'm sure. Maybe a I don't know, a science teacher once every blue moon. But we're talking about, let's go to like early childhood education. There are women in these classrooms. Right. And if there's not just women, now you get these transgender acolytes that are in the classrooms, and they align. Listen, I promise you, they all support each other. These liberal women who are just, believe in this live and let live philosophy, you shouldn't shame anyone for the decisions that they're making and how they want to mold and indoctrinate your children. These women are in alignment with these radical psychotic movements that you see today. And even with the reading books and stuff with the kids, like the trannies. Oops, I probably shouldn't have said that word. Yikes. Anyway, but I'm simply saying that they're all in agreement. So let's continue.
You are a pastor distorting God's word for misogyny, for misogynist purposes. What do you mean? When you say women are you leave a woman alone in charge of a family and she destroys the family?
We allowed the National Organization of Women Who Hate Men to come in years ago.
You're not answering anything.
And he's referring to the NWO, the National Organization of Women's it's the National Women's Organization that was started in 1968. I want to say by Betty Friedan, perhaps, or maybe, I don't know, might be a little off, but yeah, 1968.
Group, we left
There's
them
no such
alone.
thing as a national
We
organization.
left them alone. There is.
No, there isn't.
We left them alone. Look what condition we are in today. Out of wedlock
So
birth,
everything
abortion.
All
right, I gotta step in because
Abortion to the roof. Abortion to the roof. I'm here in Michigan right now. I'm here in Michigan. And look, I'm gonna talk about this a little bit more in detail tomorrow in tomorrow's broadcast. So make sure you guys are there. But what we saw in Michigan in the turn of this last election cycle is these women came out in droves and voted for Proposition 3. I think it's Prop 2-3, whatever the case. They voted to have the the abortion law enshrined in the Michigan's constitution. They voted for that. How do we get a point to a society where women are voting to kill their own children? Absolutely no attachment. Their only reverence for purpose is found in a job or living out their, free and judgment-free lifestyle, hedonistic lifestyle. And that's what feminism is promoting. Because, like I said, biology dictates that a woman finds fulfillment in family, in friends and people, children as well. Women find fulfillment. Look, this is no slight to women that's out there doing their thing. I'm not saying that you're bad people. I'm just simply saying, generally speaking, women find happiness and fulfillment in their later years in life through husband and children. So, look, hate me all you want. And Jordan Peterson, I'm gonna play a video from him too, that he explains this really well. He says that some of these high-paying law firms can't even retain women because after their 30s, because typically women at that age, they no longer want to work. They want to be home and taking care of a family. And remember, this is all a choice. These women are not being coerced into being motherhood. They're not being forced. That's what they naturally gravitate towards later on in life, family. So let's continue this here.
I can't let the hijacking go on forever.
No. Let me. But I'm telling the truth about this.
Hey, Mama Carol, like the video, guys. If you are here watching,
you wanted
like
to bring
it.
this up. This was not one of the topics that I planned on. You said you're hijacking the show. Go and ask him whatever you want.
I didn't know I was going to be on with him. I would.
Well, how did you come in with quotes of him if you didn't know he was going to be on with him?
I tweeted about him before. I know all this. I tweeted
But if
about
you
it
believe what you believe,
and then I saw him on with Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson.
All right, we have another guest, so be fair to him.
I wanted to play this. Let me pull this down so you guys pretty much got the gist of that. I wanted to play this one video that I saw. It was crazy, man. It was like an army recruitment at a commercial. Pretty much, it was trying to recruit women and entice women into believing they should be out there on the, in infantry. They should be out there fighting the wars. Now, look, if you a G.I. Jane, sure, go have at it. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. I'm simply saying, in comparison to a lot of other nations' army military strength, I don't know if our army will be really taken serious if it's comprised of, a bunch of women. I'm going to say it. I don't care. Oh, we need to cancel Neil. He's being misogynistic. Yeah, well, actually, no, that's not what I should have. This is what I should have played right here.
How dare you?
That's what they're gonna say to me. Like, you don't think women should be in the war? Should fight wars? You don't think women should be in the military? I'm saying women have a natural proclivity to not be in those sort of roles. Women have a natural proclivity, as I said earlier, to be caretakers for their families, mothers. And look, like I said, let me pull up these. Let me pull up some data for y'all, because y'all think I'll just be talking. I'm not just talking. I'm telling you what I know. Here we go. Oh, there they are. All right, so right here, guys, I want you to see this this chart. And what it shows here is the percentages of men and women who enter into these these job fields. So we got and this is further proof, ladies and gentlemen, that we are in a gynocentric societal order. We are currently living in a gynocracy. I've said that word before thousands of times, and I hope you guys know what I'm talking about when I use that term. A gynocracy is a predominantly female-led society. Look here, in law, women are entering into professions like law at a 61% rate, medicine 57% rate, education. Who's teaching our kids? 80%. So when you hear these gender fluid ideologies being promoted in our schools, it's because it has the support of women, right? Social studies, so revisionist history, the 1619 project. Is it, who's the lady that wrote that freaking terrible revisionist history? I forgot her name, but she's attempting to go back and revise the events of history, try to paint a picture as if America has always been an oppressive nation founded on hatred, bigotry, racism, and all that jazz. Biological sciences, 60% rate. Let me see. There are no institutions funded or otherwise to recruit or return, and advance men. Have you guys seen any ads lately in STEM or mathematics, anything that will promote men? It's interesting too, because I saw another clip where Michelle Obama had launched a campaign. She launched a campaign against the something that happened in Nigeria. There was some kidnapping of some girls, right, and by some guerrilla military forces, somewhere in Nigeria. But the girls were kidnapped, right? It was like 14 girls. She launched a campaign. I thought I had the ad. Actually, I probably do. Let me see if I can pull it up. My problem is I don't be. Oh, here it is. I don't be naming my stuff, so I get like, oh man, I don't have it. I thought I had it. Anyway, so she launched this campaign, Bring Our Girls Back. Bring Our Girls Back. No, not Michael. It was Michelle Obama. She launched this campaign against Boko Haram, some Nigerian I don't know, insurgent or something, some really bad guy, because he kidnapped 14 little girls, which is bad. We can all agree that that's terrible. But in the same breath, these guys will recruit little boys into their what do you call it? Into their military. Boys as young as 5 years old recruit these guys into being like raving, radical militant forces. And I don't remember hearing any campaign being launched about that. Bring our boys back. What about our boys? But I don't want to go off on a tangent, guys. I want to stay on topic. Oh gosh, I got all my email and stuff, everything showing. So I just showed you guys the stats about the law. I want to show you this. How many women support gender confusion? I kind of touched on this earlier, guys. Let's see. Can you guys see it? Okay, look at this. Women, 44%, are more likely than men at a 35% rate to say they believe a person should be able to legally self-identify as a gender different from the one they were assigned at birth. 1/3, 30% of women, and 44% of men disagree. Isn't that fascinating? Boko Haram isn't area. No, I don't know. I don't know, Facebook user. But isn't that fascinating? Look at this. Remember what I told you guys? Women are communitarians. Okay, they're communitarians. They believe in the commonwealth as opposed to the individual. And the reason why and there's a lot of biological literature that backs this point up, but The reason why women are more likely to think as a group as opposed to an individual, because historically women have are the, well, as we all know, women are the more vulnerable gender, the vulnerable sex, and they could not die for the positions they held. They couldn't do what men do, basically get out there and, you know, and fight their battles to the death. And I'm not saying it never happened, but I'm saying, generally speaking, men will die for a particular position he has. So women are more, you know, women find more strength in numbers. That's why the sisterhood, if you guys are familiar with the sisterhood, the woman code is a real deal thing. It's kind of like a monolithic collective group think. And a lot of women, you know, they align with that, and it's sad. It's really sad. But yeah, 44%. That's insane, huh? Let's see what else we got. Oh, so I want to pull up this whitehouse.gov, the initiatives that are being pushed, promoted to on behalf of women by the Biden administration for the LGBT community. Where are we at? Let me just scroll down, keep on scrolling, scroll. Like the videos, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. Promote economic. Okay, here we go. Promote economic competitiveness by advancing women's employment in the well-paying jobs, which is fine and dandy. You know, listen, I think women being able to choose whether or not they want to be caretakers, mothers, or go into the workforce. Look, you got that choice. You have the free right to do whatever makes you comfortable. My thing is, with that freedom comes responsibility. Okay, you can't say you want equal rights for like high paying jobs. You know what I'm saying? You need to come work in the come work in the you know, the more dangerous jobs where you find more men, or disproportionately more men working in these fields. So you know, get out there. And you know that look, they're even trying to persuade women to go into construction work. Sheesh. But let me get to that point I wanted to get to, though. Let me see, because there's something here. It was a stat that they said. Strengthening working families. Yeah, working families. Yeah, sure. Let's see. All right. This is like 45 pages, guys. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll have to. I'm sorry. I should be a lot more prepared, but forgive me. Let's see. On TikTok, what's this? Ah, come on. All right. All right. I want you guys to check out here what Mr. Rollo Tomasi says. He talks about the consequences of living in a gynocentric societal order, social order. But the phenomenon about this, guys, what really has me sort of on edge is that we've never had this before. We've never lived in a society where women are predominantly leading. We know what happens when men are in charge. You know, when they go to war, they fight their battles, and then, you know, they repeat the same process. But we've never seen what happens under the dictates of women, and that's what kind of has me a little bit leery, to be quite honest. We don't know where this is going to lead to. So let's see what Mr. Rollo Tomasi has to say here. And all right, here we go.
There is no competition anymore. We just trade turns. Yeah. And why is that? Because you live in a social order that says that that's okay. You shouldn't own a woman. If you have followed my Instagram, I forget what the name is. She's this Indian poet, and I mean Indian as, you know, red dot Indian poet, and her name is Rupi or Rumi or something like that. I can't remember her last name or whatever. And again, no shade on my Indian brothers or anything like that. But this chick is like, she's a prime example of exactly what you're saying here, which is
Fair use.
It's not your turn. My body is not your house. If I have hairy legs, you shouldn't say anything about it. You shouldn't have any word about it. Well, there are at least 80% of guys will go, oh, yeah, you're right. No,
you go, girl. You go, queen. Those are the beta male simps. Those are the beta male simps that reward the bad behavior. You know. So, like I said, there are men are included in this problem as well, but again, they're not necessarily men. They're they're freaking gynocrats masquerading as men. That's what they're doing.
Horrible men. They shouldn't tell you when to shave your legs. You know, you're a guest in her body. Go read my Instagram. You'll catch that whole thing. But guys wouldn't even presume to say, you know what? How about this?
Well, okay, that's a really good question. Let me make sure I post your question. So, Neil, Deborah asked a really good question. So, Neil, do you think that is because so many men are just not being manly? So, listen, I think that what we see happening in our society today is so much responsibility is being attributed without authority. And guys, I heard a really awesome quote today, and it is beautiful. Responsibility without authority is slavery. I'm gonna say that again. Think about that. Responsibility without authority is slavery. So today, men, when you say, why don't men step up? Why are they just being so, despondent, so displaced, so disaffected? Why don't they just step into their manliness, their manhood? It's because men, we can't be responsible if we don't have the authority to affect the authority that we see today. And the authority lies in the gynocracy. The authority lies in the gynocracy. You guys saw who are working in the law, who are working in the law professions, who are actually delegating the law right now. Look, you guys saw a historical, what was this? You guys saw the most historically ridiculous thing anyone could possibly ever see. And that was when Ketanji Jackson, I don't know her name, the black chick, the Supreme Court justice, couldn't even define what a woman was.
How dare you?
She could not tell the committee what a woman was. But she can opine and articulate and express her views on every other thing in the law. So you mean to tell me you're being interviewed by the people and you can't even define what a woman is? That is that sleight of hand that unfortunately is what we see happening. So let me repeat what I said earlier. But isn't going to have to be men standing up and demanding that authority? Well, I agree, but men, we usually handle our problems one way. When there's a threat of violence, a low-level threat of violence between men, we handle it one way and one way only. And that is, throwing blows, going to war. That's how we handle it. Are you suggesting that we go to war with our women? I don't know. What do you want me to say? I'm not. I haven't thought out that far. But let me say this again, guys. Responsibility without authority is slavery. So men, we have the responsibility to work the dangerous jobs. We have a responsibility to allow women to usher in these radical gender fluid policies and to brainwash our children. We have a responsibility to consider one's feelings in the face of facts and data. We have to consider how it makes someone feels. So we have to police our tone and be politically correct. We have a responsibility, right, to not be direct communicators, but we don't have the authority to affect the current authority, which is the gynocracy. Again, Let's see. So let me continue with this though.
How about I don't want a woman who considers her body to be a guest house? How about that?
And what happens? And
that?
what happens when you try? And I said this before. What happens when you try to shame a woman's sexuality? Shame her for wanting to be promiscuous. What are you talking about? It's met with shame, contempt, and you're vilified. How dare you tell me I can't be a slut? How dare you? How dare you tell me I don't have the right to kill this child? How dare you? You are a man. You keep your mouth shut, you pathetic imbecile. You can't say anything. Let's continue this.
Oh, we wouldn't even dream of thinking that. Well, I will. Rolo Tomasio posts that on Instagram. I got nothing to lose. But most guys won't because they don't want to seem like they are out of touch or not on Team Woman. And if Team Woman says, hey, we're all getting the shot, you're probably going to get the shot because you want to identify with that. Regardless of whatever, you probably won't even come to the conclusion of actually critically thinking about whether or not you want to get vaxxed or not. And again, that's out of my wheelhouse again. But if you wear a mask, if you want to get vaxxed or whatever that stuff is, the likelihood is that in a gynocentric social order, and you're a guy that aligns with that, and it's primarily women who are SJWs, and it's primarily women who are.
Did you guys hear what he said? Primarily women are SJWs. What is an SJW, Neil? Well, thank you for asking. An SJW is a social justice warrior. How many of those red-haired, blue-eyed, what are they called? Baristas? The people, the chicks that work at Starbucks that have the stuff all over their face. How many of those radical feminists do you see out here pushing this crap? Female empowerment. Think about it. The SJWs, the social justice warriors. And like I said, if any man that you see that professes to be a SJW, please, guys, just for sanity's sake, do not attribute manhood to that guy. He's not a man. He is a beta male. He is a simp. He is a gynocratic robot. That's what he is.
Of that's kind of like communitarianism. Like, we're all going to be, what is it? We're going to distribute the wealth and men are going to produce the wealth. Well, men have to produce that via a meritocracy. Women can't distribute what men produce if we're not living in a meritocracy, if we're not living by men's rules, if we're not living in a patriarchy that is based on the machine, that is based on the evolutionary, it's not whatever Brett's saying here. It's based on the nature of men. That economy, that money.
Yeah, who do you think pays the most taxes? Who pays the majority share of the taxes of the tax bracket, ladies and gentlemen? Come on now, put it in the chat. Who works the longest hours, right? Oh, are we talking about the gender pay gap? That's been debunked so many times. I don't even feel the necessity to go into that. We know men disproportionately, and according to the data, work an exponential amount of hours than women do, because women make different choices. As I said to you guys before, law firms are having a difficult time retaining women after the age of 30 because these women want to settle down and find a family and start a family. They can't keep these women, and they bent over backwards to try to keep these women to accommodate. So yes, men pay the higher, the better part of majority of the taxes. And if you don't believe me, look it up. Please, guys, I encourage you to fact check everything I say. Fact check everything I say, because I am just a man. I am totally fallible. You know, I make mistakes, but and I am totally open to being wrong. Absolutely. I am totally receptive to that. Yeah, thank you, Jess. Facts. When I worked construction, I was one of 2 women of the whole crew because the women don't want to work these jobs. They don't. But men are expected to. How the hell else do you think our economy is going to run, our society at large? How do you think it's going to continue to function if we don't have a segment of men choosing to go into these fields? And we need construction workers, correct? Don't we need these people? I think so. I don't know if he has more to say about this, but I wanted to show you guys some more, guys. We're running out of time. I'm so mad. Like the video, share it out. Every last one of you guys. If you got any love for me, for buddy love, like the video. Oh, guys, I wanted to show you this too. Hold up. I gotta show you guys this. Hold up. No, where are you? Go back. I might go a little bit over, guys, but I gotta just show you guys this. Check this out. Remember this chick right here? Now, I'm talking about women in government. Now, you actually had this woman here. She became part of the monarchy, you know, the British monarchy there. And what the hell happened? Meghan Markle, guys, if you don't know who she is. Do you see? Okay, so Meghan Markle, she married Prince Charles, and he's not really a prince because he denounced his throne. I denounce my throne, like an idiot. And he fell hook, line, and sinker into this woman's rhetoric. And I think she's older than him too. But anyway, she was in a freaking monarchy for less than a year, and she already brought that down to its knees. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to show y'all. Look at what she's wearing around her neck. If you guys can see that, let me see if I can zoom in. What she's wearing around her neck, guys, is the I can't probably show you. All right, oops. Here we go. There we go. All right. You see that? That is the feminine fist. The same fist that you see in the Black Lives Matter movement, which was started by women. Incidentally. That's the same fist. That's that same communist fist. That's that signal. Oh yeah, girl. I'm girl power. And she destroyed the whole freaking kingdom in a matter of months. I don't know. I mean,
finish her.
Yeah. Let me see if I got that though, guys. I want to show y'all. So hold up. This fist right here. That's what she's wearing around her neck. That's that communist fist, that Marxist fist. Yeah. How does it go? We're gonna take over the system. We're gonna burn down the system, the revolutionaries. And guys, revolutionaries, a lot of these guys are communists. They're hardcore, radical communists, these fake revolutionaries. Excuse me. And communism is bad for society. I did a live on that. Go back and watch it. We talked about it. Female promiscuity. Okay, I've talked about the marriage rates. Okay, cool. What's this? Okay, so these are some gender differences. This is just sort of some biological reasoning behind the notion that women should not be in combat. Now, I'm not advocating that women shouldn't have to join the military. I mean, shouldn't join the military. My thing is, look, are you guys going to be forced to go to war? Are you guys signing up for the draft? Is that happening? Is that a thing? Because if it's not, then I don't see any equality here. So look at this. So males have greater upper strength, taller bodies, heavier bodies, higher basal metabolic rates, faster reaction times, thicker bones in the jaw, faster mental rotation and spatial visualization, more accurate throwing, more accurate blocking of thrown objects, stronger bones, easier heat dissipation, larger hearts, higher muscle to fat ratio, larger sweat capacity, faster sensory frame shifting. I mean, these are just some biological differences, right? But they would say men and women are equal. They say men and women are equal. You got this. Then then you look at the what's the woman's name? Oh gosh, look at me. What's the guy's name that's thinks he's a woman? He's on a swim team. What's his name? He's out there obliterating these women. They they enmeshing all these women and these men into these female sports, and we already seeing the predictable outcome of that, right? It's unfortunate, and women are upset about that too. But again, you have women that are pushing these policies because they prioritize feelings over reality. Because if reality was to dictate, it would say, no, that's a freaking man. He's 6'5", and he's stronger and he's faster, and he shouldn't be competing with women. But because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, politically correct. Yeah, and women have ushered in this whole era of political correctness. And I'm talking about the radical liberal types. Now, check out what my man Jordan Peterson had to say, because you already know Jordan Peterson just, oh man, this guy keeps it real. Well, damn, Jess is just letting it. I mean, she's just letting it out. When the Army set PT scores to even out between men and women, the women still fail 65% of the time, a real fact. If we can't even keep up with the men's PT level, then no. Precisely. But what are they going to do? What are they going to do to redress this, though, Jess? How do you think they're going to solve this problem? Well, I got an idea. Affirmative action. Do away with the standards. We don't need standards. Standards, schmandards. Let them in. Let them in. And that's real talk. All right, here we go.
In some ways, it's the women that are embracing the masculine archetype in some ways that are being successful. I mean, they're being extraordinarily responsible, and they're filling a lot of these positions quicker than men can. I mean, they're graduating in higher rates of college, and they're declining motherhood, or they're at least suspending it throughout the West, which is, you could argue for either ways. There's reasons for that. But I guess my question is,
well, I think that the expression of the masculine spirit in women isn't denigrated. Like, women don't get accused of contributing to the patriarchy.
Oh, did you guys hear that? Oh my gosh, man. You guys got to really be acutely attuned to what Jordan Peterson says, because this guy just drops gems. So basically, Charlie Kirk was like, hey, you see today more women are stepping into the masculine role, which was traditionally to be the provider, the breadwinner, and working these high competitive CEOs, law firms, all the information I showed you guys earlier. But excuse me. Excuse me. Wow. All the while you see this gradual increase in women stepping into the masculine role, you don't see the level of denigration. You don't see these women being vilified for wanting to be a part of the patriarchy. You don't hear them receiving the same level of criticism that men receive. Oh, guys, let me well, thank you so much. You guys are so kind. Well, you know what? If you do choose to support the channel, I'm gonna put my chat, my Cash App here. I'm still working on trying to get a new camera, guys. So if you would love to support my efforts, please go ahead and drop a donation here at TheRealUnwoke. Put that in there. There you go. Yeah. There we go. TheRealUnwoke. Yeah, that's the. Oh, actually, let me put that in. Hold on 1 second. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So if you guys will want to support the channel, help me evolve. from the from the base level. Go ahead and yeah, show me some love. But anyway, let's continue with this video here.
Even when they take positions in society that you would think are fully patriarchal. Now, and which is a strange thing. So women who go to law school and then practice as corporate lawyers, say, aren't subject to the same, what would you call it, claim that their activity is facilitating the decline of the planet.
Yes.
I guess
Right.
because they're seen as, well, they're because of their gender, I suppose they're seen as leaders of the rebellion against the patriarchal spirit, even though structurally.
That's why, because the reason why women are not being vilified for wanting to do as men do is because they are perceived as the leaders of the rebellion. Damn, that's deep. The leaders of rebellion, of the rebellion against the patriarchy. Evil, bad patriarchy. Even though, you know, historically it's protected men and women just fine, you know. Men suffer exponentially more than women can even imagine. And I'm not going to go into that, but you know, let's continue this.
Boils down to the same thing.
Sure.
So that masculine, classically masculine, symbolically masculine yearning for hierarchical productivity and competition is rewarded in women, but not in men, and which is also a very perverse thing. Because it doesn't make any sense conceptually.
It makes sense through the postmodernist view, which is they're just undoing the oppressorship of the man of the last 150 years. So
there you go. There you go. Uh-oh. So it makes sense. It makes sense to allow this to occur because what they're doing is correcting the system from the evil, bad patriarchal system. That's what they're doing. They're trying to massively overcorrect for men being in charge, being the leaders, you know what I'm saying, protecting. And that's what, you know, that's what men are designed to do, protect and lead. And that's ultimately what women seek in men. That's why, you know, suboptimal partnerships, what you see, these relationships, these partnerships, they don't work. They never will work. There has to be a hierarchy in these in a relationship. There has to be one leader, and there has to be, you know, a president and a vice president. It just has to be that way. It has to work because it works that way. Gosh, I had so much, guys. But I'm just gonna briefly tell you some of these stats. 77% of women voted for abortion. Women are 80% of the consumer base, and they account for 2/3% of the consumer debt. Who do you think was championing for the student loan reduction? Yeah, of course, you had your beta males, you know, but you know, of course, women are championing for all that to be erased because a lot of these women go into these fields and they're like, oh man, dang, I kind of really want a family. I really didn't want to work for the rest of my life. And you know, oh, I found this too interesting too, guys. You know how you have people, you know, women wear the what is it, the breast cancer banners, the little ribbons. I think they're pink. Which is, you know, all power to them. You know, it's terrible for anyone to have to experience that. But I was thinking, guys, where is a prostate awareness month? Is there like a prostate awareness month for men? Like, because I was looking at the stats, guys, and what I saw, and it was startling. But did you guys know that men die more from prostate cancer than women do from breast cancer? Right? And I'm not saying that to like, oh gosh, like we shouldn't be, you know, advocating for you know, medical advancements in that area. I'm just simply saying that, you know, why isn't there equal awareness? That's all I'm saying. There's no month for prostate cancer awareness. It's terrible. It's terrible. I had so much stuff, much more stuff, guys, but you know, I don't want to go too deep into it. I think we did. I think we covered a lot of ground. You guys get my point. So with all this information that we put forward, guys, what do you think? Okay. They sent me. Okay. Let me know. Okay. Guys, you gotta go to YouTube. Oops. Yeah, I'm done now. All right, my bad, guys. I was reading something. But yeah. All right. Yeah, so like the video, guys. Like the video, subscribe. I think we kind of covered a lot of ground. And yeah, this information I think should help us kind of like reevaluate what's the best viable path going forward. Because what we're seeing happening right now is it's gonna put us in a position where we're not gonna know what the future is gonna hold for us. Because look, if men like me need to sit down and shut up and just accept the fact that we're in a different world now and women are leading and that's just how it is, then I'll sit back. I'll do me and let everything kind of play its course. But I'm simply saying, hey, maybe we should at least have a conversation about this. We should at least talk about it. More women in power positions, politics. I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, like, comment, all that good stuff. And you guys already know how we end this. We are speaking truth and reality. And I promise you, we will reinstitute morality.
And you ain't black.